Oh yeah, it's business time. It's business time. It's business. It's business time. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, let's get down to business. It's business time. It's business. It's business time.
What's going on, guys? It's Global Citizen here. Just got done doing a interview for Lucky Startups. Good time. It was a good time. Back in the office, went to the gym. It's time to think about what we're going to do. So I told you guys that I had a surprise for you. The surprise is the following. I'm going to go to the inauguration. So like I said, we had planned on, I say we, it's the royal we. What I mean is I had planned to go to Amsterdam. We talked about that. A couple other things that I wanted to accomplish there were not going to be possible. So canceled that trip, rescheduled it for Chicago a little later in the month. And so what's interesting is that it frees up my time to go to the inauguration. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I really think that a couple of things, right? I'm really hopeful about the new presidency, obviously, right? But this show is not meant to be political. But what it does allow me to do is a different type of photography, right? And so here's the setup, right? It's going to be in the National Mall, right? People are going to be filling that place really, really, really early. What I'm going to do is probably on that Monday night, take a late night train or a late night bus, or maybe rent a car and just get down to DC. As many of you know, I live in DC. I actually live about 15 minutes away from that area. So I'm going to run home, I'm going to drop everything off, pack a bag, really just, and then prepare for an awesome day, right? So what do I expect, right? I expect, A, the weather is going to be freezing cold. B, I think that we're going to do a lot of impromptu interviews, so there's going to be a video component, right? I'm going to need to have some sort of tripod set up because I'm going to be by myself. I'm not going to have somebody there to operate the camera. So I'm going to have a tripod set up. I have two tripods right now. They're desk mounted. They're desktop tripods. That's what I use on the show. Actually, I have a two-camera setup. I think I've talked about my setup here before. I have a two-camera setup. Camera A here, and then over here we have camera B. Both of these cameras are set up on tripods that only go up to a certain height. So also in preparation for this day on the mall, I'm going to need to get a couple more bits of equipment. Personal equipment, I'm going to need some gloves, right? I need some fingerless gloves so that I can operate the camera. And then I'm going to buy a tripod or maybe borrow a tripod, hopefully, that is a little bit taller. Let's see. I'm going to need to also think about what it's going to take to get through security, right? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of security there. But I imagine that photography equipment is going to be allowed. This is a very momentous day, and people are going to want to capture this. So we're going to bring the video cameras or video camera. I think I'm going to go with a one camera setup. One video camera setup, and then I'm going to bring my Nikon also. I'm going to see about maybe borrowing a couple lenses and just get some different perspectives, like maybe a telephoto lens. But the more equipment I strap on myself, the less mobile I'm going to be. So I'm going to try to figure out what the right balance is. That being said, I need to brush up on some technique. Right? It's going to be really early. I'm going to get to that mall really early. Checking on some train times. I'm going to get into DC around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. By the time I get home, get a bag packed, get out there. I'm hoping to be on the mall by around 5:30 in the morning. It's going to be really cold. It's probably going to be dark. And then what I want to try to shoot is kind of like the same perspective as time goes by. So it's almost like elapsed time photography, but the camera, obviously, I'm going to move it around. I'm going to take some crowd shots and hope for some interviews. So really excited about this. And then the other thing I'm going to challenge myself on is the timeliness of how quickly I can get that episode. That obviously we're going to shoot one episode of Notion to Motion on the lawn, as well as the photos. I'm going to try to turn this around and kind of simulate being an event photographer. I'm gonna try to shoot as long as I can until I run out of either A, battery, or B, SIM card space, like space on my card. So that's another thing, right? Obviously, I'm going to bring some spare spare batteries, spare memory cards. But I want to be really careful that I don't revert back into paparazzi mode photography. I really want to think about the shots. Really want to think about what it takes to shoot in dusk environments, or dawn environments. 5:30. It's going to be dark. I learned and I practiced some of this in Eleuthera, late night photography. That's actually one of the lost episodes, calling them the lost episodes. I shot an entire episode in night shot vision. So I'm still processing. I'm so far behind on these videos and photos, but I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. I'm going to get it out there. But that's the surprise I had promised you. It's going to be shot. So look for it next week. Right next week, I'm going to have one episode coming straight from the mall, National Mall in Washington, D.C. That being said, Global Citizen, out.